a few very interesting talks and very interesting personalities that will be talking, having like lots of talks today. So I don't want to waste any time. Håkon is here to give us a short intro in the event. So Håkon, I pass it on to you. And again, welcome everyone and enjoy it. I'm sure we're going to be having a blast today. Håkon, I think I've shared your screen.
Yeah.
And I think you're, yes.
Cool. I just got a lot of echo. I'm not sure if everyone else.
Oh, no, I hear you just fine.
Okay, cool.
Technical issues? Hopefully not.
All right. Just going to mute myself. Let's see if this works. Okay, cool. This is going to be the intro talk. I'm not going to do a real talk, right? This is just sort of setting the stage for the talks to come. My name is Håkon Krogh. I'm the head of engineering at Crystallize. And that's our team. I'm the one at the far left side. And at Crystallize, we just love React. There's just no way around that. It's our go-to tool for anything that's supposed to have a user interface. So obviously, we're very much interested in the adoption of React, the development of the community, of the ecosystem. We really want to, we're really paying attention to all of that. So a conference like this, yeah, this is a place where we would tune in. Now, before I get into the state of React, I just wanted to share something, a little detail, something that I find highly astonished by, and that's the fact that such a tiny library as React can make such a massive impact in the web development arena. So React, for those who doesn't know, I guess most of you know, but for those who doesn't know, it's 130 kilobytes. I mean, that's less than the average image that you serve on your website. 130 kilobytes. And this is enough for us to host a conference on. And not just one, there's multiple of them. So you imagine there's multiple conferences, people around the world gathering around these 130 kilobytes of code and celebrating it and getting inspired by it. I just think it's really cool. And it's these lines of code. This is the source code of React, the latest version. This is React. This is React BAM. I bet you all can read that. I just find it highly fascinating that these lines of code are what we're all sort of gathered around here to talk about. Anyways, let's get down to business. So React is 8 years old. I remember vividly it being released. My current employee at the time did not allow me to use it. So it was the library that I always wanted to use for a few years. And today the story is totally different. So we could ask the question, who's using React in 2021? Which is a poor question to ask if you ask me. I think the better question to ask is, who's not using React today? And the answer to that is, well, it's not a whole lot of people, actually. Looking at the recent trends, not just the recent historical data, this is the amount of downloads per week from NPM trends. This shows that React has had a steady growth over the past years. I expected it to flatten out at a certain point, but its popularity and download count has just kept increasing, which I think is really cool. I didn't expect it to. It's really nice. So today it's downloaded almost 12 million times a week. That's a whole lot of downloads. This is just from NPM. So React is definitely popular today, and I know that you want to see. I always do. I always want to see, how does the competition look like? Well, I just pulled the latest data for that too, just for fun. React changed color right here, but you can see Not saying these are direct competitors, but it's just nice to see a comparison table, right? Yeah. So the state of React 2021, well, it's definitely popular. And secondly, it's mature. So if you choose React today, no one's going to raise an eyebrow. None of the people in management are going to say, well, are you sure about that? We haven't tried that yet. I mean, what if it doesn't scale? Well, it does. And a big reason why it's such an easy choice today is simply because of the massive ecosystem around React. The 130 kilobytes in the center here are just a tiny piece of your application code typically. And this is the power of React. You get to choose whatever you want. And there's libraries popping up every single day, which is, for a lot of people, and myself included, sometimes a bit hard to navigate because there's just too many options. But that's not a problem. It's not a problem having too many options to choose from. This is really a luxury thing that we've got going on here. Having all these different, and usually also open source options available at hand. Oh man, the powers you have today as a front-end developer on React, they're just so much more powerful than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Can't even imagine. So the ecosystem is really big. It's mature. It's got backing from like a lot of the icons on screen here. These are just some of them. I couldn't possibly fit all of the 7 or 8 million things used by React here. These are backed by big companies. A lot of these frameworks are very mature as well. And not just have you can't just, these are not just tools that you could play with, and render on your website. With React, you can render it anywhere today. I guess this is known to a lot of people too, but obviously single page application, sure, check. We've always been able to do that with React. This is the Create React app starter, where we all started playing with React. I was not allowed to use React, as I told you previously, in my first job, because, well, it didn't render on the server. Well, that quickly changed a few years ago with the introduction of Next. And as of last week, and this might be unknown for some people out here, this was also possible now with Gatsby. Cool. Like Gatsby used to be all static. Now it's also got server-side rendering. Nice. Now, a lot of new projects have sort of shift focus away from the server-side rendering. Now we're doing static site generation instead, and that's cool. It's the same players included here too. You got Next and Gatsby. And I just want to mention a new player, a cool kid on the block, which is Astro, which allows you to do React, statically. But it ships to the browser with 0 JavaScript, or only the parts of your application that's interactive. I love that idea. Do all the JavaScript on the server? No, no JavaScript goes to the client. Ooh, it's all me. I love it. Anyways, so apps, you can do apps. You have been for some time. React Native is quite stable these days, used in a lot of big companies. And you can render on the CLI as well. Now, not everyone knows this, but it's actually quite a pleasant developer experience to do so. I've done CLIs without using React, and that's been okay. But with React, man, it's so dead simple. React is not just for web or apps or stuff like that with visual buttons and stuff. It's also for stuff like this, pure text rendering. It works wonderfully. And for this particular thing, we're using Ink. So today you can render React pretty much anywhere. And React is part of a web development community that's moving super fast. The pace of web development today is incredible. And React is really a major player here, sort of driving the speed as well. And a recent introduction to the web development arena is Jamstack, where obviously you can do other things than React, but most of the time it is React in the center of the stage here. So yeah, so if you're a developer today and you know React, you're in a good position. You will be for a lot of years to come. So I know that there are speakers waiting and eagerly waiting to get their chance to say something. So I say, fill up a cup of coffee you might have and tune in for the talks to come because they're awesome. And well, just to get inspired. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Håkon, for the intro. I think for everyone, we can move on to the first talk with Anna. And of course, there's a second link in the playlist you had. And I guess we'll see you there really, really soon. Right? Nice. Thanks again, Håkon, for the introduction. And yeah, we'll speak soon, everyone.